Hey guys, it's Adam Summers, and I want to do a quick market update for you. It's been a few months since I've touched base on the market because it has been a very busy season, and truthfully, I haven't taken the time to make videos, which shame on me, but I'm here to do it now to let you know, now that we are into June, what has the spring been like and what is the prediction for the market that's going to be coming up? First and foremost, if you've bought or sold in our local market here in Plymouth, Northville, Novi, or Canton, you've probably noticed that there have not been a lot of homes for sale, and the ones that are coming on the market are still going quickly. What's interesting about this is that if you're reading national headlines, you might start to see things like, median home prices are down 1%, or home sales have come to a slowdown. We're in a housing recession, right? All of these very scary headlines that aren't broken down on a region by region basis. Now, what's interesting about headlines like that is that when you use that as your source of information, you might think like, oh my gosh, the housing market is falling apart. Like, I shouldn't buy a home right now because everything's about to collapse. But you have to take that back and look at it on a region by region basis. So I'm only talking about Southeastern Michigan, and the stark contrast that exists between headlines like that and what's happening at the national level versus what's happening in our local market is very different. Let's take a look at months of inventory right now, which you can see based on this chart is still very low. And let's look at the number of homes that are for sale as well. Now, compare that to where home prices are going, and you'll see that home prices are going up, inventory has been down, and there is a stark contrast between supply versus demand. What this has meant for most home buyers in our market is that if they're looking to buy something, even though prices are high and interest rates have gone up, they've still had to compete and overbid to be able to get access to the good homes in our market. Now, if you've been selling a home, you've been feeling the same thing that homeowners have been feeling for the past few years, which is that prices are going up, you're getting multiple people bidding on your house as long as it's marketed well and priced right, and you're usually getting offers in the first weekend. Now, that's not to say there aren't homes right now that are sitting, that are taking a little bit longer to sell, but usually that's because it's not priced well and it's not marketed well, unfortunately. So for the home buyers who were in last year's market, hoping that maybe this year they'd find a little bit of reprieve because prices skyrocketed and interest rates went up last year, there were a lot of talking heads on the internet and in the news saying that prices were going to come down, everything was going to cool off. In our market, that honestly did not ever happen. So people who are in our market now were paying higher prices, higher mortgage rates, and still had to compete against other people to get their homes. And in the foreseeable future, it doesn't look like that's going to change in our area anytime soon. So what should you expect getting into the second half of this coming year? Well, traditionally, after Memorial Day weekend, once the summer starts, things tend to slow down. Inventory cools off a little bit, even more than it already has. And a lot of buyers who are burnt out from the spring market take a break and just want to enjoy the summer. But I will say, if you are a buyer who's looking right now, it's a good chance to scoop up some of that inventory because of how many buyers are going to fall off the market. True, there may be less listings, but the ones that do come up might have less competition than they had in the previous months. Going into the rest of this year, I think might actually do something that we haven't seen done in previous years. I'll knock on wood as I say it, but I think that mortgage rates by the end of the year might actually come down. Why? The Fed's been doing these rate hikes for almost a year and a half now, and they've started to finally cool off. In the meantime, mortgage spreads, which is the difference between the federal interest rate and what a home loan is at, has been very, very high because of those rate hikes. Now that things are starting to cool off a little bit, there are mortgage experts that are predicting that they think that spread is going to come back down to make mortgages more appealing and easier to sell again. So if that's the case, then it might actually be easier to get a home loan and to buy a house in your budget going into the second half of this year. I don't know for sure if that's true, but if it is, I think this fall might see a huge uptick in activity. That's all for me now. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great summer, and I look forward to seeing what happens at the next market update. So thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.